as I was leaving, I got a call for an airplane in Costa Rica. And I'm like, fuck it, yeah, I'll do it. I said, when is it? He goes, next couple of days. And I'm like, all right. And I said, so it says Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He's like, yeah. I said, cool, I'll take it. And then I get home and I forgot to ask permission. So can't go to Costa Rica. We already had plans, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, this is gonna be some downtime right now.
Okay. No. So you work all night, you work all day, work all day, work all night, and then drove overnight.
Yep.
I mean, like, I get it. So,
if I can go home, I'm going home.
no, I get it.
You
I
know what I mean?
freaking
I mean,
that,
yeah.
that trip coming back from Texas, and I picked the truck up from the shop. I got to the shop at like probably noon, and they told me it was done. They didn't finish it till like 6 o'clock at night, and then I drove from, gosh, where was I? Pretty much Georgia, in like the backwoods of Georgia, all the way
Yeah.
down to Fort Myers in a low boy tractor trailer, like just straight through. And they're like, I can't believe you drove home. I was like, dude, I was gonna sleep in a freaking parking lot for another night. Like, no, I'm going home.
If I can make it home, I will.
Yeah.
It's it's just and well, here comes this. Okay, here comes a story. So I'll tell you the truth. To this day, I still don't know what happened. To honest to God, um, it was like I don't know, 98, and no, it was 99. It was 99, 1999, dude. Because I had a Chevy S10 flare side. It was fat, you know. And I called her my cherry, dude. She was gorgeous, bright red, you know. And then here I am, I'm in the military, and I would come home. I'd come home, and see my girl and do that whole, usual TV picture. And one time, dude, my buddy needed my truck, and I was like, "Man, I'm on my way home." He goes, "Hey, take my Camaro." Now this thing was an undercover Z28. I mean, this thing was killer. And I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, all right, cool. Thanks. So I grabbed his Camaro. He grabbed my truck for a weekend. Here we go, dude. I was going 140 something, 42, 43 down I-10, down I-75. Fucking not, oh my goodness. I get down into the um an 8.5 hour drive was taking me 5.5 hours. I get down into the turnpike, I'm going. And then all of a sudden I get the boom. And I'm looking at it. I was like, oh shit, I need gas. I said, okay, here we go. Ooh. Next one, I passed it. I was going so fast, I passed the next thing. And when I passed it, I said, oh no. And then I kept going. And then the next thing I know, I hit the wall. I saw raindrops hit my windshield, and then I hit the wall. That's it. And I said, I'm driving like this. And when I hit the wall, I see the airbag deploy in slow motion. And I was like, first thing I said to myself, fuck, that's going to be expensive. first thing I said to myself.
Oh gosh.
Dude, I came back and I spun around and hit the ascent and bam, 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 hit that middle wall. I was in Jupiter. I was on exit 116 on the, I would never forget it.
Mm.
Ever, 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 ever. I had to call, I tried calling home. Nobody was answering. My dad was on the fucking internet. God knows what he was doing. I have, what the fuck are you doing?
That's back in the day too, where if somebody was on the internet, it wasn't going through.
Yeah, it was not going through, dude. It was not going through. And then, oh my God, and I kept lifting, left messages, left messages, left messages. And then finally, when my older brother picked up the phone, he was at a party. Fucker was drunk. And I was like, dude, I got into an accident. Can you please pick me up? He goes, I'm on my way. Like, he sobered up instantly. So him and his wife, they drove up. I didn't know how far or how close we were. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, it took him a couple hours like before he left the party because he was down all the way in Margate, and he lives here in Boca too, but he was down in Margate. And then he went and picked me up. When I went to go see that car, I said, "Oh my gosh, it was done. It was totaled." Yeah, it wasn't a complete ball, but yeah, it was gone. It was
No.
gone. And to this day, everybody says that I fell asleep. Okay, because I used to fall asleep. I used
Mm.
to fall asleep. I used to fall asleep because I didn't know I had sleep apnea. I had no idea how. It never in my mind could I imagine that a 20-year-old man, kid, 20-year-old kid would have sleep apnea. But that's what I had, and it took me 20 years to find out.
Oh, jeez.
So whenever and that's when I learned, and it's like oxygen and my mask. And I'll take breaks, I'll just because I have oxygen in my van. So I'll take breaks. I'll just, a beautiful session, I would say, is if I can get an hour, a
Hmm.
nice quiet hour for myself, it's a blessing. But on the road, it's almost impossible. So that's what I'll do, like 15-minute breaks. You know what I mean? I really, really, really do. I really do. You have to just sit down and just not you're gonna go eat, not the kind, you know, corporate America has this that, oh, here's your 15-minute break. That's your lunchtime, it's your snack time. Oh, dude, it's supposed to be for our minds. It's supposed to be for us to calm down, to talk to ourselves and say, hey, buddy, how you doing? You know, they have us. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, it's a very interesting concept where you take 15-minute breaks and like I don't stop for anything at all. I legit so like I drove wrecker for gosh, I think I started driving a wrecker when I was like 22. And I think what's up?
Not while I'm driving though.
I got you.
No,
When
no,
you're
no, 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 no. No, it's when I'm working, not
no,
when I'm
okay.
driving. No, yeah,
I don't stop for that either. When I think about it, I just kind of go. But again, I do drive for a living, so that would
that's
be why.
yeah, yeah,
That's
that's
my
true.
downtime.
Yeah, that,
Like,
well, I guess you're right because you can actually listen, and that's where you get all your books and everything. That's you know
that's
what,
how
dude?
I
That's
crush personal
fucking
development.
that's Drive Time University, motherfucker.
That's all it is. Like,
Hell yeah. No,
so
that's
that's how I got
yeah,
into like that big thick CD book that you used to have
yeah,
when you were a kid. It's full of audiobooks because
yes,
that's what I
yes,
used to listen to
yes.
while I drove. Like that was probably one of the more pivotal points in my life when I made that switch because when I had moved from Colorado, well, we're gonna do a life story one of these days. When I moved from Colorado, um, back in 2013, I had just finished. I did like 18 months of individual therapy for anger management, depression, and the opportunity come to move to Florida to start another business. And so I was like, I'm out, be there in a week. And they're like, wait, what? Like, you don't even have to think about it. I was like, nah, like, I'm out. And they're like, all right, well, we're not ready yet. So, like, give us like a month, maybe 90 days, something like that, get down there. So, came down here, still a complete train wreck. Out at the bar every night. I'd go to the gym every day, but like I just old habits. Die hard. You take yourself with you when you try to change. You're always right there. So somebody had made the suggestion that I get some audiobooks. And so I went into what is it, Barnes and Noble here in Fort Myers, bought a couple CDs. And I think the first one I got was As a Man Thinketh, was the first audiobook. And then I think the second one was like The Richest Man in Babylon.
Nice.
And so we're going through those. And then I got into some network marketing stuff and they put me onto SoundCloud. And so it's like nonstop, just
Mm-hmm.
audio, audio, audio. And then somebody has suggested Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
Yep.
And I started listening to that and I had bought the CD, put it in, didn't even make it to the first disc. I was like, yeah, nah. Threw it in the back seat, went on to the next one, um, did Outwitting the Devil, and then like
Oh
got much,
shit. I'm
yeah.
scared of that one, dude. I'm scared of that.
It's a
I
good
have a story on that one too. Ooh, that one's scary, dude.
it's,
Listen to me. When I started this whole thing, you know how many times I had to listen to that motherfucker, and I'm literally shivering because I'm falling asleep. So now it's in my sub fucking conscious. You know what I mean? Oh, and then when he starts talking to him, oh, good.
yeah, yeah. So like that one was probably one of the, but I still listen to. So I have that one on disc and I have it on my phone. And I tell everybody that they need to get the hard copy too. And it's like that's something that like you need to like chew on that for a long time because it's so relevant in today's world. And it was written, I think in like 1938 or something like that.
100 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah. And
100 years
so
ago.
it's just like, well, this is crazy. And so, just stay on the path. I'm chipping away the slide edge. Start with why and just keep on going, going and going and going. And then I got into uh, Norman Vincent Peale and the power of positive thinking and all the Les Browns. And like my phone's full of, and I'm still going back. I
What
bought
about
three.
NLP?
What's that?
NLP,
NLP. What's that one?
neuro linguistic programming.
I have not heard that one.
Ooh, we'll talk off camera on that one.
Okay.
That one's badass.
Okay. All right.
That
I'm
one is literally it's all persuasion. It's all how you want people to perceive it.
That's
Pretty
interesting.
cool.
I did the Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, and that one was pretty pivotal in understanding the way that persuasion works, like in relationships.
Hmm.
And it was like never really thought about uh, you exerting influence in a situation to be able to like selfishly get what you want, but that's what a lot of people do. And so it was a very interesting tool is how it was given to me. Somebody was like, yeah, this is a tool. I was like, okay. And it really is. But like just that whole rant about personal development and audiobooks and stuff like that is literally like one of it's where my life started to change just because of the mentality of it.
Yeah.
Of you stop listening to the negative programming of crappy content that's coming out on the radio and the like my sister said I used to meditate to DMX because like I could go word for word, beat for beat. Go ahead.
Listen, I I don't I don't put music on,
Mm,
right? So and if I don't have a book, well now I have the buds, you know.
mm,
So
mm.
and I'm driving too. You know, I'm going to a different location. I'm driving. All right, you know, or there was a good period in the beginning that I had to kind of cover the buzz because they were always on, and I'm underneath an airplane, and I'm working here, I'm doing an inspection, I'm doing something, you know what I mean? And it was frowned upon because it's fucking a huge safety hazard, huge safety hazard. But I didn't give a fuck. And then one time I got written up because of it, and
Mm.
um and I was like, all right, you can have a speaker. They said, I'm like, cool. And then I got they started seeing me as a fucking freak because everything was exactly this. It was some type of empowerment book. You know, of course. And then everybody's like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" And I just didn't want to be that old grumpy fucking mechanic that where their fingers are like that fucking thick, and smoking the fucking menthol, and you're like, ah, you fucking idiots. It's done like this, you know? I didn't want to be that guy, dude. I didn't want to be that
Mm.
guy. I had to find another way. I had to find another way.
Yeah, that was the motivation on my end. Was where I didn't want to be that grumpy old truck driver. Like,
Dude,
when's the last time you saw like a fit truck driver besides Daniel? It's like, okay, I'll
never,
wait.
dude.
It's like now social media, you see a few of them, but they're old, they can't walk, they're grumpy, and it's just like, and they're tied to the truck for the income for the entirety of their life. I just don't want that. And
Yeah,
so that was always like when I went back into it this last time, that he was like, "Man, have you ever thought about driving a truck again?" I was like, "Absolutely not." And he's like, "Well, how much would it take for you to do it?" And I gave him a number that I thought was going to be way higher than he would be willing to pay. And he was like, "Done." And I was like, "Dang, all right, should have went higher." But that was the actual
I
that was the
can't.
stepping stone. Like that's now it's been what, it hasn't even been a year yet. And he's like, "Have you ever thought about coming into management and working for this company a little bit in a different role?" And I was like, "Well, I told you I didn't want to drive a truck to begin with, so."
Okay.
Well, it's another stepping stone because I actually want to learn the other side of the construction industry.
Of
Uh,
course. Yeah,
because
you fucking getting it because we can buy trucks and
that's
drivers are
100%.
always wanting to haul. We just got to find, get the lead. That's all we need to know. You know,
This and that was the main thing was like the permitting side of like there's actual companies that are just like waiting for me to take that move, and we have a nonprofit that's set up where we're actually training people in skills when they're coming out of the jail system. So there's like just steps that are being set up. It's like I always talk about like being massively successful and all this other stuff, but then when like you start to see these little pieces that like I don't have the bandwidth for this right now. Okay, yeah. He's like 1 week in a month. Like, yeah, no, I can definitely engage in that for 1 week in a month. All right, cool. I was like, okay, I can learn the side of this business, and then it's going to give me the relationships that I need to be able to like set up these different organizations, provide people with more jobs, and help a lot of people make a lot of money, and just change the lineage for ever. And but it's you know the willingness to do something I didn't want to do because I damn sure didn't want to do a truck at all, and then get outside the comfort zone and just like, oh, okay, let's get it.
nice.
It's been busy, and they're gonna start the demo on my kitchen this Friday.
Ah, there you go. Get that. Get that new kitchen.
Well, yeah, well, that's they're doing my master bathroom and my kitchen, so
Nice.
yeah, and then we get to see how far it really goes.
Brother man, how long have we been on? Nothing?
You said how long have we been on?
Yeah.
About 22 minutes.
All right. It's gonna be a short one today.
I'd say go to bed.
I think we've done enough. You cool?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, at least I was here, right? Discipline, motherfucker, before motivation.
Look, you've been putting all that time in the bank because we've been going for an hour every day, anyways. So we got plenty of stuff. Get some rest.
All right, man. Good night.
Talk to you.
Bye.